Shimakaze means island wind. She was an experimental destroyer of the Imperial Japanese Navy during World War II and intended as the lead ship in a projected new Type C of destroyers. She was the only destroyer to be armed with 15 torpedo tubes, each capable of firing the deadly 610mm Type 93 torpedoes. I am LordJim. Welcome to Old Shimakaze's new content. We prepared this with Captain Austria for your. Find us on TDRF Discord server for more. If you want to see these type of contents more, like, subscribe and comment. Let's continue. The ship also served as a test bed for an enormously powerful, high-temperature and pressure steam turbine that was able to develop 79,240 horsepower. This made her one of the fastest destroyers in the world. Her design speed was 39 knots, approximately 72 kilometers per hour, but on trial she made 40.9 knots, equals to 75.7 kilometers per hour. The intention was to develop a mass-production destroyer based on the experimental destroyer Shimakaze. The IJN Fleet Command gave them the project number V6. However, the project was cancelled with none of the proposed ships being completed because the IJN was heavily crippled at Midway in June 1942. The Battle of Ormoc Bay was a series of air-sea battles between Imperial Japan and the United States in the Camotes Sea in the Philippines 1944 at Ormoc. The battles resulted from Japanese operations to reinforce and resupply their forces on Leyte and U.S. attempts to interdict them. On November of 1944, Shimakaze was the flagship of Destroyer Squadron 2, tasked to escort a troop convoy from Manila to Ormoc. On November 11th of 1944, their group became under attack from American aircraft originating from Task Force 38 in the Battle of Ormoc Bay. The Shimakaze was hit and disabled during the attack. She drifted and burned for several hours before exploding and sinking. For destroyers, Shimakaze, Wakatsuki, Hamanami, and Naganami were sunk, with many of the 4,000 soldiers on board killed. Rear Admiral Mikio Hayakawa went down with Shimakaze. This time we started with commander skills. For commander selection, legendary commander Gunichi Mikawa will be the best choice in the game for Japanese destroyers. As you know, Mikawa can be used in all of them, boosts the power of Shimakaze, Black Shimakaze, and Hayate quite well. Especially +1 to engine accelerator, smoke, and reload is making Black Shimakaze incredibly powerful destroyer. With the 12th commander skill, the already powerful torpedoes even more powerful and bringing the Shimakaze full torpedo strike to a point where it can almost sink Yamato in one time. As you know, we definitely need to gain the 8th feature in destroyers with smoke generator. This feature both reduces the cooldown time of smoke generator and increases the active time of smoke generator. This is a feature that destroyer players cannot give up. This is the first time for choices of Shimakaze for the 13, 14, 15th commander skills that have just been added to the game. It would be quite logical to choose torpedo equipment as legendary equipment for Shimakaze. It is one of the most useful legendary equipment. Acceleration can be selected for the second slot. Many people think that this is more logical. However, concealment is considered a must for all destroyer ships in the game for the third slot. What we want when playing a destroyer is concealment. Concealment keeps you alive and increases your ambush abilities. It makes Shimakaze virtually invisible in the game. I recommend everyone who has a budget for camouflage to buy historical or unique camouflage on the ships they play the most. The features in these camouflages add significant advantages to the warship. Shimakaze's space camouflage can be purchased with gold or free experience. As you all know, this space camouflage is one of the most beautiful space camouflages in the game. There is another one in gearing anyway. This camouflage does not offer anything different from the historical one except for the aesthetic contribution. However, the good thing about Shimakaze is that the space camouflage is always available to everyone, so you can get it whenever you want.
No pity, no remorse, no fear! Into the fires of battle! Into into the fires of battle. Blesses us this
Shimakaze
day.
epitomizes the playstyle of the main line of ships,
brother.
a long-range torpedo boat with solid, albeit rather underwhelming,
Thank you,
artillery.
brother.
Shimakaze also boasts the absolute lowest detection range of any Tier 10 destroyer. Shimakaze is the final destroyer to be unlocked and is absurdly powerful. Its reputation and high-end performance in any situation is infamous.
Approaches, brothers.
Shimakaze is the final destroyer to be unlocked and is absurdly powerful. Its reputation and high-end performance in any situation is infamous. With HP nearing the 150k mark and 15 torpedoes that deal up to 150k damage and gunfire power, enemies that dare get closer will regret it. Shimakaze can distribute a field of death with her 15 torpedoes that can be launched from a single broadside. This can be a headache for any enemy, big or small. Any ship that's sitting, stuck, or unwavering of their path will feel the Japanese wrath. In random matches, we see Shimakaze moving from flanks on their own. These are players who do not cap, but usually try to sink CV ships by ambush. Shimakaze who apply these tactics do not give up on this despite all the warnings of their other teammates. Although sometimes this tactic they try is successful, not every map allows this type of behavior. Although I think Shimakaze is a concealment torpedo boat, I think a destroyer that does not capture areas and does not spot enemy ships is useless for the team. Great care must be paid to enemy formations, especially in the case of sonar search, radar, and enemy aircraft, as well as other ships. In the hands of a cunning but cautious hunter, Shimakaze can shine.
We are blessed by the machine spirit. Direct hit! A mighty blow! Penetration! The machine spirit! The enemy approaches. Armor yourself in faith. Direct hit! The Emperor guides our blows! Penetration! enemy approaches. Armor yourself in faith. The Emperor guides our bow!